is an injustice against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down on them, if they need you.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's Pop Culture Justice. I'm Andy Signor, and I'm here with Kim, my fellow Disney fan, as we break down some Little Mermaid controversies. Man, the new Little Mermaid live-action remake is getting lots of attention online. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it is just false. And I want to break it all down and talk about this weird controversy and some of the things that are going out there, including people who made a white version of the movie. It's like there's a lot of people out there. It's like, it's not about race. It's not about race. Guys, there's still a lot of racism in this world, and they're out there making white versions of the Little Mermaid. And that's my opinion. And if you don't, look, this is going to be a tough one. I don't want to have any crazy racist comments in the chat today. It's not about right or wrong. It's what is. And being racist is wrong. And let me start with this. I understand there's controversy, Kim, to this movie for a lot of reasons. And I think the one we can all agree on is that we don't need it. We don't need these Disney live action remakes. They're all pretty much been garbage. They're all just cash grabs. And I understand why people are upset at Disney, the cash grabs, the lack of original storytelling. There's a lot of problems with Disney. I understand there's also just like the whole, why Disney's just employing certain people just to please certain groups right now. And then they don't really care about the story or what's right or the characters. I understand that happens sometimes. I do think they've done that in Star Wars and stuff a little bit without really focusing on their story. They're all about quantity right now instead of quality. And I understand some of those complaints. So I'm not disagreeing with any of you on that. What I want to really talk about first, and I put a poll out because I really was just curious. I want to know, who is really actually upset, legitimately upset at the fact that the Little Mermaid is black in this version? Does her being black actually make you, unhappy with the movie and that you can't enjoy this new whatever version you want to call this version of the movie because they've now made Ariel black? I wanted to put it out there, and I just refreshed it to see because I'm curious how big of an issue this is, and it's still more than I thought it would be, Kim. When I see these numbers, 15% chose the option, and I did this on purpose, and I'll explain myself. They chose the option that yes, Ariel is only white. The other option I put out there was, well, no, it doesn't matter her skin color. It matters her voice over skin color is what I believe wholeheartedly. Ariel's got to sing. She's got to sing so hard. That's the most important quality, that and red hair. I'll be honest. She should be a red hair. Got to give the redheads some representation too. And they did. They gave her, it probably could have been redder, but they did give her, reddish hair. Yeah, those are the only things I care about Ariel. It's all I care. Can she sing? She's gonna have red hair. Is it gonna be a good story? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna wreck it? Her skin color has nothing to do with my enjoyment of the movie, and it's very odd to see some of these reactions. And Kim, I'll be honest, and I want to be careful here. I'm not trying to call you guys racists. Some of you may be, and you don't realize it. I'll be honest, but some of you guys who were asking for another option on this poll, it made me wonder, why do you want another option? Because you don't feel comfortable putting the one that says she only can be white? Did you feel weird answering that option? Because it's a weird thing, I think, to require that, she has to be white. Now, I know there's gonna be people but Andy, it's a story of, Norwegian, or I don't know, there's certain old traditional versions of the Little Mermaid, and this version settled on an area where the characters are predominantly white. So if you're gonna do that, you have to stand for the I'm like, guys, mermaids aren't real. This isn't a real story. What are we doing?
Can I also just say, Andy, if we're gonna argue about source material, because that's something that I'm seeing a lot, I am amazed at how many people woke up and decided that they were folklore experts and Disney experts over the last few days since this has come out. Because here's the reality. The original story, The Little Mermaid, was written by Hans Christian Andersen, and it was an allegory of his own life and the struggle that he had, that he loved a man named Colin, and Colin could never love him back. It is a story about two men loving each other underneath it all. Okay? That is what it's about. And if we want to get into everything else, we could be angry that Ursula being cast as Melissa McCarthy is wrong, because the source material for Ursula in the Disney movie was actually a drag queen named Divine. I'm not seeing that anywhere. And there's so many different things.
I've actually seen people make that
Oh, really?
complaint too. Yes. They complain about everything, Kim, of course.
I mean, that would have been glorious. But I'm just saying it's ridiculous. And I mean, as far as people saying, well, Disney's changing the source material, they're doing this or everything else. Nobody said anything about, like, nobody's bringing up the fact that Brandy did Cinderella years ago. And she did an incredible job. And that's actually, I think, recently come to Disney Plus, and people were so excited to see it because they loved it when they were kids. And it was fantastic. Whitney Houston was the fairy godmother. Like, my gosh, everybody, this is a Disney movie. It's not about historical accuracy. In the original Little Mermaid, the mermaid cuts out her own tongue. No one's yelling about that. This is the dumbest argument ever.
I mean, there's so many.
Stupid.
It's so stupid. I mean, I'm stalling for a second because I want to prove the point of, look, when I think of Marvel movies, and everyone wants to call, Marvel woke or whatever reason, when I think of Marvel movies and I think of Nick Fury, I think of Sam Jackson, right? They even made him part of the comic books. But if you go back, it was David Hasselhoff. Nick Fury was David Hasselhoff. And no disrespect to David Hasselhoff. He's his own legend in his own right. My God, they both are badass. And I will take Nick Fury's Samuel Jackson version any day of the week over it. You can totally change who cares? Why? And I don't want to be here trying to push whatever. But guys, why do you? And again, the reason I want to do this because do people actually care? And I see a lot of you saying, Andy, who cares? And bravo, we shouldn't care. But guys, there are still a lot of people, and I feel like there's some in my audience who care. Why do you care? It's a fake mermaid. Can we watch the movie first before we critique it? Because I'm telling you guys, if your real issue is that your problem is because she's not white, I mean, guys, you might want to consider maybe you are racist. And you just don't really want to accept because there's really no reason why that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that there's a version of the Disney movie that is iconic and that's who Ariel is. Guys, it's a different version of the movie.
Yeah.
And you don't have to watch it. You don't have to support it. They're going to use some of the music, of course. They're going to borrow a lot of obvious stuff from the movie. But if your enjoyment of the movie you can't enjoy it because of her skin color, well then yeah, you're I mean, I don't know what else to call it, Kim.
It's and oh my goodness, it's so frustrating. And as far as Halle having the part, I'm really curious how many of you that have an issue with Halle having this role, how many of you have actually heard her? That's my next question.
Her voice in that clip I heard is amazing.
Because I will tell you,
she kills it.
I grew up, I was a theater kid, and when I was in theater, there were a few songs that were used constantly for audition songs, and so much they got banned because people didn't want to hear them anymore. And one of those songs that gets used over and over and over again is Part of Your World. I have heard versions of that song that make me want to shove something through my head. It's some of it is
Kim,
so bad.
Wait till we do karaoke night in Vegas because I'm doing it.
And I mean, some that are fully recorded and everything, and some of them are just painful. And then you have the Broadway version with Sierra, and you have Jodie's original version, and so many different cover versions and everything else. When I heard Halle's version, both my husband and we both cried because it was so powerful. She has taken what Jodie did and what Sierra did, married them together, put her own spin on it. And to do that is so difficult. There is a reason that Halle and her sister Chloe have been picked by Beyonce to be her protege. They are incredibly talented. And I'm just saying, give them a freaking chance, man. My gosh.
Well, and again, so I want just to get to it all, because it's a complicated conversation because I will admit, and I understand there are people out there who have a valid point. There's a lot of Hollywood movies, and there is wokeism in Hollywood where the people are just casting diversity for diversity's sake to try to check a box and please crowds, and they're not actually even creating good characters or just doing it to do it. And I do think that's problematic. I think we should obviously have representation. I believe it wholeheartedly, but I think it's bad representation when you change a color of the the skin of a character, color rather, of a character just because you have to, and then you don't actually make a good character. Like, we should be making great black characters and, Asian characters. Like, of course, we need original good characters for every race and every gender, right? And the reality is that if we can just keep turning Bond black and this black, I understand that. And I know I have, friends of races who just don't like that. They're like, can we have our own characters instead of constantly changing the popular ones? And then there's some who are like, well, it's a complicated conversation and I get it. But the term woke, oh my God, I'm so over it. I'm so over both sides. There are still huge, swaths of channels that just make a living by calling every show and thing woke. Everything is woke. And it's like, okay, they may be right. I just don't want to hear them complaining about it anymore. Like, I want to hear them complaining about it as much as I want to see it in the movies. I'm just over it all. Like, I wanted to be able to finally enjoy movies again. And we're in a weird area where there's so much criticism, minutia, and wokeness, where it's like, it's part of the reason I don't do as much on Movie World. I'm just not as motivated as much as I used to be with movie and TV content. I'd rather talk about culture in general. And it's just scary to me because I don't understand why this is an issue. And I wanted to put the poll out because I wanted to see, like, is it an issue? Like, because I see a lot of people trying to make this an issue. Like, is there racism around this movie? Or is this like a very small thing that we shouldn't put any energy to? And I'll be honest, that's 15% among our crowd made me a little sad. That's higher than it should be. Who care what her skin color is? And that's the problem. So to say that there isn't still racism out there in this world, to sort of try to shrug it off, to say, oh no, this is a problem. There's still a lot of people in these conversations need to be had, because before I even get to the positive, because I want to focus on the positive, the scariest thing I saw about all of this is the fact that they are making a white version. Well, I don't know if they're going to make it, but they're talking about making a white version, guys. Now, we talked about this a little bit and I couldn't get over it, but some person, credit to the meme artificial intelligence scientist, he fixed the Little Mermaid and turned the woke actor into a ginger white girl. He says he can fix the whole movie when it comes out in 24 hours. It's over for the woke cells. And yeah, here I think I'm allowed to play this. I don't endorse this at all, but it's like unreal. This is unreal to me. They got AI technology to replace the beautiful and talented Halle Bailey with some weird fake like thing. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here, but It offends me. It's highly disrespectful. I can't believe this is a thing. And it's gross. And if you go down there, there's, people out there sharing this. It still exists. It's, granted, it's not that large, but it's still enough to be troubling to be like, guys, there is still a lot of racism in the world out there talking about this. There's a lot of people trying to like spin this into that. At the same time, it's complicated because here I had this up. People like Kat, I don't want to keep giving her attention, but a lot of people sent this to me. She was retweeting, and a lot of people were retweeting and sending this out there. This image that it's being downvoted by a million things. I don't believe this. First of all, YouTube does not show you the dislike ratio anymore. They just don't. You can't get that access. Even if I wanted to, you wouldn't see it in this format. You'd have to see it behind the scenes. Disney could see the dislike ratio, but that's it. There are extensions that claim to, but they're not Google. They don't actually have the access. And even their fine print will say, we're using algorithms in our own to sort of deduce what that number is. This is a guess. And when I see these journalists out there using this as to sort of fan that even further, it's scary because these aren't accurate numbers you're looking at. That everyone's out there saying the trailer's been disliked a million times. And what's frustrating is they tease it into this racist angle often. And more often than not, it could actually be downvoted a lot, Kim, just because it's a remake.
Yes.
And has nothing to do with the fact of, the color of her skin, et cetera. So there's just a lot more nuance to this that's hard to talk about.
There are people who are racist and don't like this, absolutely.
Yes.
But we can't say that that's 100% accurate, unfortunately. Like, you can't prove it.
Yeah. And then the dilemma is just like, there's just a lot of misinformation. And then there is actual legit, racist stuff we're looking at. Like, this is gross. I still can't get over this. I mean, I'm not surprised someone on Twitter would do this as like sort of a troll, I guess. But the fact that they're like proud, there's groups online that are proudly like, yeah, let's get those woke cells and we'll make the white version of the movie. That's just sick to me. I don't get it. And there's people, I saw some in the chat, and I hope I know the mods were, that there was a comment that was like, can we get this for all movies? Like, it still exists, guys. It's scary and it's not okay. And I guess part of the reason I did this show today is because I want to trim out some more fat. Because if you got a problem with what I'm saying today, there's the door. Okay, I don't mean to be like some, woke, oh God, I'm virtue signaling right now. No, I just want to be a good human being and support everybody. Let's all just be kind to each other. And the discourse around this movie, it's so ridiculous. Now, I want to get all that out. I want to focus on the positive before I go negative again. And just we're going to rant about Disney remakes because there's reasons to dislike this movie. Let me be clear. I don't expect everybody to be excited about a remake of Little Mermaid. I am so nervous. I am so worried. It could be a complete mess. And so by all means, I'm not at all trying to say we should all just be good with this movie. But over her skin color, that is a stupid racist reason to care. Oh, well, the Disney Norwegian sea lion is blah, Kim, idiots.
If I can actually rant for a second about Disney remakes, I have not really enjoyed any of them up until this point, barring Cinderella, because the costume design on that was incredible. But what I will say when it comes to Disney remakes is I have been getting increasingly frustrated. I'm curious if anybody in the chat has this opinion. I look at some of the Disney movies that they've chosen, and I know that they're choosing to do them because they were successful. And they're thinking they can bank off of a live action remake being just as successful, if not more. But I look at some movies like Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Treasure Planet, which I don't believe got a fair shake, especially Treasure Planet, because literally Disney sabotaged it being released, in my opinion. They put it up against another one of their own Disney movies and up against Harry Potter. And then they were like, oh, why did it go badly? Well, I wonder why. But I think those movies could be incredible because sometimes I wonder if animation was the right medium for them in the first place. I'd love to see them as live actions, especially Atlantis. I think it would be epic if they could really do it justice. So I understand the frustration that it's like they're just rehashing old material and they're not really adding anything to it. They're just putting it back into theaters to make money off of it. And that is frustrating. And I understand that. But I don't feel like that's the core of why people are so upset right now, of the people that are being the most vocal.
Facts. And I want to focus because a lot of people are like, well, why change? In fact, I want to go through some of these reactions. I don't mean to call people out. I'm not trying to. I'll be polite because who knows what some of these reasons are. But I want to look.
Do not harass anyone.
Please. I feel like these shouldn't be all the options. And I asked, well, what other option is there? Like, what are you missing that's not... it's less about her being black and more about her not looking anything like Ariel. Okay, but what do you mean?
Ariel's a cartoon. You're not going to find anybody who looks like her.
I don't want him to. I want a different version.
You're not going to find a human being that has the proportions.
Exactly, that skinny little teenager with a bikini. Dude, you can't do that. It shouldn't have been done then, to be fair. It's just all excuses to me as why. I'm bothered they're making a remake, honestly. Leave the classic alone. No, amen, fair. Sarah. Yes, that's valid. Ariel being black doesn't bother me, but I do wonder why it was done. It seems to me that they like to make changes to make a point. That would be less supportive. And so there was a few instances like that. Well, why do it? Why do it? I want to show you why they do it. Because there are some amazing video clips out there of little girls, black, looking, watching this and so excited to see themselves in this movie, to see their favorite mermaid look like them. This is why they're doing it, guys. And I support it wholeheartedly.
It looks so beautiful. Turtles. I'm gonna go swimming with the turtles.
The turtles.
And that's the thing. This is what it's about.
Is that Mermaid, Mom?
The live action
This
is
is
not
who
for
the
the
movie's
grown-ups.
for.
It's
Exactly.
for the kids.
It's insane. All these crazy old men, Kim, are out there complaining. I want the teenager I watched when I was a kid. Why she could be I don't even. What is this weird fetish?
Movie you watched when you were a kid. Go watch that movie. It's still there.
My God. I'm a boy who watched that movie as I was like 9 or 8 when that came out, and I loved it because of the music and the color and the ocean life. Sebastian was one of my favorite characters of all time. Still to this day, I got one over there. Yeah, boys, girls, we all connected to the movie. That's what it was about. Hold on, let me turn that off. Stop.
You need a sec?
I don't know how to turn it off. Stop calling me.
Stop calling me. I'm busy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's silly. But I mean, but that's the thing. This is for the kids. These Disney classics, the animated films, these are for the kids. And if the kids like it, that's really all that should matter, in my opinion. And there's so many of these videos of these kids just absolutely loving this trailer. And that's who it's for.
Correct. And as we were saying, it's like to see these, there's so many adorable reactions as just so excited to see her. And that's what it's for. That's what it's for. There's so many of these clips. All these little girls who are super inspired and excited. Like
so cute. It's
so cute. Guys, this is why. And it's like people don't understand. Well, yeah, I just want all these old men and old people like, I don't understand. Guys, it's for kids. And Disney wants to, try a different approach. Cool, go for it. This fighting it looks really weird, guys. Who cares? If you don't want to see it, don't go see it. I don't understand why we're doing this. And we got to stop seeing color. Like black, white doesn't matter. Just stop. Is the movie good? Does Halle Bailey do a good job? Will she sing well? Those are the things we should be paying attention to when this movie comes out. It's so troubling to see this happening on there. And I look, Kim, it's very likely I will hate this movie. I want to be clear. So I'm defending it now ahead of time because I saw the other big news about this is some of it has leaked, and I don't want to be out there sharing leaks, but if you go on TikTok right now, there's a lot of leaks. And some of the leaks I saw, I'm so freaked out by the flounder being a real fish. What the hell is this? I don't want to see flounder as a real. It's the same problem that killed the Lion King. I didn't want to. I refused to see it because they look so fake. You can't go into the Africa and create a National Geographic looking thing and then have Simba sing Hakuna Matata. It doesn't make sense unless you're going to animate their eyes and their expression and make them look more lively. If you're just going to put real animals going, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful, it just looks dead-eyed. It looks awful. It makes no sense. Like the Sonic problem, right? They tried to make Sonic the Hedgehog look weirdly like a hedgehog and realistic and gritty. And fans were like, what the hell is this ugly thing? Like, give us the cartoon, make it real, whatever, but give us the cartoon eyes, like, so they can emote more and give us more. To know that they're going to now do it with Flounder. Oh my God, what is Sebastian the Crab going to look like? I can't even imagine. I love eating crabs. I don't want to sing around with some real actual crab, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are they thinking? So I'm very worried. I'm very worried about all this. And her hair looks very dry in some of the other shots that I've seen while she's singing. I'm like, what's up with the hair? But we'll see. But there are TikTokers are all over the place leaking. I should be careful. I'm not trying to get in trouble. Yeah. But allegedly, I don't know what those were. I didn't really watch them all.
Yeah.
But
before you get too far away from the flounder thing, I just want to say, a couple years ago they did like this live ABC thing where they did like the Little Mermaid live, like Queen Latifah was Ursula, and they had this puppet of flounder. And I remember when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I hope they do better in the live version. And I don't really think they did, but this puppet it kills me every time. I don't know if you can see it, Andy, at boss level. It's like, why can't we get a good flounder? Why can't we?
Oh my God, yeah.
Why can't we get a
That is crazy. It's a really bad puppet, guys. I don't know how to save it in time, but it looks ridiculous.
So bad.
Yeah, it's just weird. But anyway, look, there's tons of reasons why this movie could suck. And I'm sure it probably will. I mean, I just saw the Pinocchio remake, Kim. I don't know if you watched it yet.
I haven't yet. I don't know if I want to.
It made me dislike Pinocchio. Were you here yesterday? I don't remember. Or did you dip out before I talked about that?
I had to dip out, yeah, unfortunately.
The Pinocchio remake, which I'm a Disney person. I love all the classics. I still watch most of it. Lion King's the one I like put my foot down. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm not supporting this nonsense. Now they're making Mufasa in the same format. I'm like, no, this looks ridiculous. I have no interest. I watched Pinocchio with Tom. I was like, Tom Hanks, Robert Zemeckis, Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis, like amazing filmmaker. I'm like, all right, well, there must be something better to it. And the film starts with an really interesting idea of Geppetto looking at like a photo of a real boy of his, and you're like, oh man, he lost his son. Like this is gonna be heavy. Like they're gonna actually add to the source material. And I was like, all right, interesting. And Tom Hanks, etc. But then no, it just pivots into just a weird. I mean, it made me go back and I'm like, Pinocchio as a story is kind of terrible. It's just a kid's movie with some lessons, but they're turning into donkeys. And then Geppetto's like, hey, wooden boy, come alive. Just go walk in these random Italian streets and have fun at school. It's like, it makes no damn sense. And I'm watching it like, wow, this movie was never, ever that really good, was it? It was just some cool animated characters, some good songs. And I was so angry at Disney because I went back and I'm like, yeah, I don't like Pinocchio. This made me not like Pinocchio because he was so like, they adapted so much and then they add poop jokes. They add a darker wood female puppet shows up midway to become friends with Pinocchio. And just like a lot of stuff. I'm like, what is this nonsense? So the remakes themselves, I can't get on board. It's terrible.
I don't know I don't know what the obsession is with Pinocchio 2 this year, because it's literally been 3 movies this year for Pinocchio.
So many.
And like the first one was like the father, when can I leave to be on my own one, and it was so like awful. And then the Disney one, I really hope that I think it's the Netflix one next is better. But it's such a strange story to choose to like that everybody goes, this is the year of Pinocchio. I don't understand.
They've done a bunch. I remember what was his name? Roberto Benigni from Life is Beautiful. Like his big passion was to make himself Pinocchio. What a bad movie that was. They've done about it. Guillermo del Toro's doing one. Maybe he'll do a better like scary one, but darker wood. I'm just saying they made like it just seemed like they were doing a diversity pool in the middle of Pinocchio to have a female diverse puppet to show up in the middle. It's not in the original. It all just felt weird to me. I guess I got to go back and rewatch Pinocchio. But then I started it. I'm like, oh, it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's not a good movie. You go back and like, they don't have good stories.
I'm here for the first 5 minutes with When You Wish Upon a Star. And then I'm like, I'm good.
But they had Joseph Gordon-Levitt be the voice of Jiminy Cricket. And I'm like, oh, he's doing this weird voice. There's some good visuals. Like Zemeckis knows how to make some cool visuals, sure. And Tom Hanks tries his best, but it's like a weird sketch where he's just like, oh, my Italian old man voice. Anyway, Pinocchio was really disappointing. No wonder they stuck that on there. And the ending is not the same. It's a mess all around. And these remakes are making me realize, ooh, this is not good stuff. But you're right, like a Treasure Planet or Atlantis. Those could be interesting remakes and movies.
Like I'm terrified of what they're going to do for Hunchback, because that is in production. Hunchback of Notre Dame. And the thing is, okay, here's the thing. I could talk about that movie for hours because it literally is one of my favorite movies of all time. But every time I watch it as an adult, I'm more and more surprised that Disney was able to release that in any form, because there's so much in that movie that is not kid friendly. And I'm terrified of how they're going to do it in the live action, because it's heavy content for a reason. It's important. And I just hope that they do it justice, because if they don't, it's really going to hurt my heart.
Yeah, I doubt they will. They're also doing Lilo and Stitch, which terrifies me. It's like, ugh. Lilo
that's going to be Sonic all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Lilo and Stitch is such a good movie that never got like the same classic standard. I mean, it has over time. Certain people have come around, but it's that is a great one. Anyway, there's so much good reactions out there. I'm being positive now because I highly suspect this movie will not be as good. But I hope I'm wrong. I will probably see this one because I am a Little Mermaid fan and I'm just so curious what it's going to be. And I kind of do want to hear the new songs from Lin-Manuel Miranda and Alan Menken, because I love Encanto, and obviously Alan Menken's back. I'm very curious to see how it all goes, but based on some of the stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, I'm very, very nervous. But I'm also just very upset at all the ridiculous reactions and stuff that are out there. And to anybody out there is like, oh, it's no big deal. Why? No, there's some really gross stuff out there, guys. There's some really gross stuff out there. We still got a long way to go. And I'm supporting the movie in regards of that, because I think Halle Bailey, I always keep thinking Halle Berry. Halle Bailey seems okay. I don't have a problem with this casting. I don't feel like they're just doing it to be woke. She has an amazing voice. It's clear. She's young. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what it is. The movie could suck, and I could still give her high marks as well. She did good. Like that's going to be the difference of still the movie could suck. But I hear that they've all, because I'm also like, well, are they going to get rid of the bikini? It also just feels weird. And apparently they do. She has translucent scales that come up higher to make it less bikini and more of like a midriff, I guess. So, and they're also, I've heard they're going to update. She doesn't do it for the boy. She's not going to do it for the prince. They're updating the story to be more empowering, which I think is good because, my God, Kim, Little Mermaid as a story is a pretty terrible story for girls.
Yeah, the Broadway version
does
have. Yeah, the Broadway version does have a different ending than the animated film. Similar along those lines. The directors decided to take it in a different direction when they put it out there. I'm interested to see how much of that they're going to follow, because the Broadway musical did do very well. That would not surprise me in the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. There has to be something they do because it doesn't hold up today. It's just a very. I can look at it with that sort of older eyes, but they definitely could upgrade it. And I thought they did a good job with Aladdin. I will admit, I thought Jasmine was well adjusted in the new one, which I did not hate. Aladdin of all the remakes, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, but my daughter loved it, and I thought there was Will Smith did his own, it wasn't anywhere near, but I was like, I thought I would just walk out and be mad, but I was like, all right, I was distracted. It is what it is. Kids are liking it. Fine. And I thought the two actors playing were okay, but yeah, I don't know. They're all unnecessary. It's all unnecessary. It's all weird and crazy. And anyway, Halle Bailey, I like your voice. You're singing it well. I'm excited to hear the rest. Oh my God, I don't want to see a real crab singing under the sea. But I will come back. You can clip me later if I'm wrong, or I will be correct and you'll see in the future. What do you think, Kim? Is it going to be crazy to see a real crab singing under the sea?
I have the feeling it's going to be a lot of Uncanny Valley. This isn't right, but I could be wrong. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
I'm excited to see what you guys say because I haven't really been paying attention to the comments. Sorry, I've been looking at this, but let me see what you guys have been sending over. Matt Bond, what's up, Matt? Aladdin is my favorite movie. Williams is the only genie. Fact. In fact, you can find a video on this channel, this very channel, where I wish I could do more of them. I had so much fun. It just took forever. But would Robin Williams have played the live action genie? I asked the question. I do a Disney history. Would he have approved? Would he have done it? It's a good breakdown. If you want to look that up, look up Robin Williams or Genie on Popcorn Planet. You'll see it in the one of my earlier videos. I do some real good Disney history research there. And Robin Williams Genie is by hands down will never be beaten. Hands down the best. There was a poll or someone was doing a tweet what celebrity broke you down the most when they died? It's always Robin Williams for me. That makes me so sad. I was just talking the other day. I was just like, oh, it's just I'm so mad and sad we lost him. What an amazing person he was. So funny, so genuine, and to know all the struggles he was going through in his own head and not feeling the appreciation that so many of us had for him. It's just so tragic. But I will never forget and move on from Robin Williams' legacy. What a genius. One of the best we ever had. So many amazing, iconic performances that man gave us. And so sweet, so funny, so dirty, so just such a good person. And that's he's one of the saddest losses for me of celebrity losses that we've had. I was really crushed that day. Karen O'Brien, our kids are a new generation and don't see color. I think that's what we're all going to get to. It's also, we're all just going to blend together. We all are. It's what's happening. We got to stop worrying about it and seeing it. Just people are people. Megan Fuentes, HW needs to stop. Hollywood needs to stop remakes from the 80s in general. In my opinion, most of the remakes done in recent years were horrible. Yep. 100%. Jace Cretin, sorry. Ghostbusters 2016 all over. They're going to play the race and diversity card on fans of the original just to cover the fact that they can't make a good live action remake to save their butt. Yeah. That was a terrible one. Whew, that was terrible. My God, that was awful.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's too early to judge whether or not Little Mermaid is going to be terrible because we haven't seen enough of it. We can judge Ghostbusters now because it's out, but you can't judge this film too
Exactly.
harshly yet.
Exactly. Oof, Ghostbusters. I watched it again. Oh, so unfunny. That was the biggest crime of Ghostbusters. It's not funny. Us for Broly. Andy, unfortunately, you're wrong. You can view the unliked number by a simple Chrome extension. It's extremely easy to get. Please do so live. No, but it's not a Chrome extension. It's third-party extensions. Chrome hasn't given that extension. That's not correct. Please link me to a correct Google-approved one that does it. They don't have it because they don't want you to see them, and there isn't one to do it. All the ones that I've seen out there that are doing it are third-party. So yeah, if I'm wrong, I will correct it. But from everything I've looked through all the third-party places, the only way to do it is to install a different extension in Chrome that's not by Google, and they're using their own algorithms to figure it out. Honey Badger, I think she's beautiful, but want it fair. So can we take a black fairy tale and turn character into a white person without being called racist? I mean, it's such a weird question. Like, yeah, but what if we, can you turn Black Panther white? No, I mean, do you want to? Like, I don't understand this argument. Like, what is your point? Yeah. We're white people slaves for eons of years. Like, there's this history and racial, things we're trying to fix and be better about. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can go back and take an iconic black character and make him white. I don't think Ariel is an iconic white character. I think Ariel is just one of countless characters out there that now you are taking as credit as, if you were to put all the black characters and white characters on a scale, do you not see how uneven that scale is? It's like insane. So I don't know. I don't understand the argument or why that's such an important argument for you. I feel like there's certain characters that sure, I don't think I just don't think it matters. To answer the question, there are probably going to be black characters in age that, yes, anybody should be able to cover, or a woman could, or whatever. Like, yes, we should have the freedom to do certain characters. But if you're asking me about like Black Panther or specific characters, which I saw somebody in the comments ask, yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. Go ahead, Kim. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, I have seen that. Like, I've seen a lot of people saying, like, well, what if we took Tiana from Princess and the Frog and made her white? But I think the difference is when we're talking about these characters is that Tiana's character is influenced greatly by her skin. It is a big undertone in the film that she has experienced poverty, not being taken seriously, not only because she's a woman, because she's black, because it has relevance to her character. I think that is important that she keep that. Whereas Ariel is a mythical creature at the bottom of the ocean, and her skin color has nothing to do with her character. And that's why I would argue that it's different.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. So I think it just depends. I think it depends. But yeah, I mean, of course, I understand what you're trying to argue, but I don't know. I think you've been doing that. You're ignoring the eons of discrimination and stuff that's happened. It's a different, we'll get there. I hope, we're all more okay. News by Nico. Thank you for that. JamCal X. This was messed up that they did that, though. I'm not excited for the film at all. But when I first saw the reskin, I thought, no, not Amber Heard. Oh, did it look like Amber? No. I mean, you could probably say it did in the deepfake version. Deepfake Culture says, thoughts on Black Superman. I mean, I understand the arguments of like Black Clark Kent, like that. There's an argument where it's like, and I've spoken to I hate to be like, oh, my black friend said, but I'd rather hear from someone, black person tell me their opinion on it. But the opinion I was getting was, well, we don't want that. Can we have our own? We have Black Supermen. They exist. I forget their character's name, but there are multiple Black Supermen. I'd rather see those movies. Like, can we see those cool movies instead of turning the white guy into a black guy? And I agree with that. It's like, it just feels forced and weird. I don't know why you would make a Black Clark Kent. Just make a new Superman in that regard, because I think it's offensive to just repurpose it. And I think Clark Kent Superman, I don't know. I did, Kansas boy, like, it's a little different than the Little Mermaid to me. I understand why some people might be annoyed by that without being racist. I do. I don't see the same thing with the Little Mermaid. I don't feel like her location and her, you know what I mean, Kim? It's like her skin color wasn't an important identity feature or story point. Do you know what I mean? It just feels weird.
Yeah, and there also were, mermaids were multicultural in the film. If you take a good look, you can tell. So, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So anyway, to answer that question, yeah, that's my thoughts. Zero Max 1998. We've been burnt too many times, so we believe that 185th time will be different. It's not an actor issue; it's the producer-director issue. I mean, just remakes in general. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of this is by Rob Marshall, I think, who did Chicago and who's doing Little Mermaid.
That gives me some faith.
Rob Marshall's done some good stuff. Rob Marshall also made a couple bad ones. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jon Favreau, who I love a lot, did The Lion King, and I think I've seen enough clips that I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? I applaud Jon Favreau because I think he did The Lion King just so he could learn the effects and then build Mandalorian and everything else he's doing. Like he did Jungle Book, which I thought was fantastic. Jungle Book is probably the best, in my opinion, the best Disney remake because I feel like it makes it its own, does it a little differently. It's a little bit more serious. And Lion King, though, I don't understand. I mean, to be fair, I need to see it to properly review it. I'm not reviewing it, but I just don't understand. Oh, he did Mary Poppins Returns, which I hated.
Yeah.
I never really got into the Woods. I know Johnny's in it, etc. Chicago was good. I really didn't like 9. Yeah, Memoirs of a Geisha. That's the one I was trying to think of.
I love
that was
that
good.
movie.
That was good.
Beautifully
I would say
shot.
Chicago and Geisha are the best. He did Stranger Tides. He did Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't know that.
All right.
Huh. Which is not a good one. Sorry, guys. It's not a good one. Is that 3 or 4?
I think that's 4.
Yeah, because Gore Verbinski did the 3. And interesting. He did Mermaids. This is the one that had mermaids in it. So he's got some mermaid work already.
There we go.
There it is. Interesting. So he's worked with Johnny a few times. There you go. Interesting info. Let's see here.
I was also going to say, guys, we've got over 2,000 people in here, and our like count is in like the 700s. I think we can get it higher. So if you haven't done that yet and you'd like to, smash that like button. Helps with the channel. It's free 99. We'd appreciate it if you could.
It's free 99. I like that. We had a couple more chats. Sorry, let me make sure I've read them all. Anonymous says, what point is, who cares about color? Stop remaking and remake new movies and put whatever color person you want in it. I mean, yeah, I think that's a fair comment. I agree. I don't disagree with you. Do you know the first concert for Ariel was black? No, I didn't know that. Like a live concert? Cool. Proves our point. Who cares? Who fucking cares? The dumbest argument that people are like, it needs to be a white mermaid. Oh my God, it's so silly. And they're doing it on Lord of the Rings too. And I know it's a whole like, well, yeah, but Tolkien said the fairest, whatever. And there's Snow White's another one, a fairest skin. I'm just like, guys, come on. It's okay. We'll live. There can be black elves. They're not going to die. Is the show good? That's a better question. Not about, they're just putting in a bunch of black elves. The guy who's playing it is a good actor. From what I've seen, Puerto Rican, actually, the black elf. He's Puerto Rican, I think. Anyway, the whole thing's a mess. Jami was excited because she's like, I want to watch Little Rings because whenever there's Puerto Rican actor, she gets very excited. Mm-hmm. And the elf is a famous Puerto Rican actor. Anyway, I don't get all this. I don't get it. So dumb. Matthew Hanks says it's about following the source of the original cartoon. It's nothing like OG. If you don't follow source material, you get movies like Dragon Ball Evolution. Imagine live action Toy Story of just toys talking. Yeah, I mean, they're going to do it someday. And if they did the Lion King version of Toy Story where it's literally just the toys like, hello, blah, blah, that's going to be awful.
Oh.
It's going to be awful. I don't know how it's still CG. It's weird. Do you think we're going to get to the point where we have a live action Pixar movie?
I don't know. I feel like maybe The Incredibles could be good if they decided to do that. But that's kind of, what are they going to do for Cars? Some of these are just going to look weird.
I mean, dude, Cars, there are shots in Cars 3, as dumb as I don't like Cars 3. Mm-hmm. It looks real. Like they have gotten the Pixar. I remember the one I rewatched with my kid the other day. It's not one of their best, but my God, it's stunning. Is The Good Dinosaur. Like it is stunning, those visuals. I'm like, how this is so photorealistic. It's insane. It's wild. So I see cars, I see the look of these things and I'm just like, it's incredible, the look of it all. But I don't know how you make it any more real is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking, I think it's called Luca, the Pixar movie in Italy.
Yeah.
That could be very lovely as a live action. I could see that. But I think it's going to depend on the film. I definitely don't want a live action version of A Bug's Life. Leave it alone. That's going to get weird.
Bug's Life, yeah. That's a fun one.
I love that movie. I love that movie. It's underrated, in my opinion.
Let's see here. Did I get everybody? No. Jaded Slave. I'm so glad you all liked Miss Alice's Go Planet. Yes, I did. It was so cute. Jaded Slave said her daughter going, Go Planet. Thank you so much, Alice. That was adorable. If I get the link again, I will try to play it with your permission. I always want to make sure I have parental permission. Can I find it? If you can DM it to me now, I will try. I can't find it. I looked up Alice Go Planet and there's a lot of weird stuff that has nothing to do with it. I'm surprised. That's interesting. It's gonna be a good game to find 3 random words. Will you find a tweet featuring those 3 random words?
Oh gosh.
But anyway, send it on over again. I will happily play that for the show if you get it to me. Let's see here. Who else? Joanne Howley says, oh my God, it's just a cartoon, people. Let it go. Let it go. Love you guys. I hope you were doing a cartoon reference there because I got it. Patrick Quill says it's all the live action Disney movies suck. If you want to see something good, check out Chippendale or Rescue Rangers. Yeah, it was fun. Did you watch that one?
I haven't yet. I have heard it's good though.
It was surprisingly better than I thought it would be. It was very Roger Rabbit-esque. But like Roger Rabbit done with more of a comedic, like more today's like dry comedic jokes. I was impressed by it. I gotta say. I mean, there's a few stalled parts, but overall it's well done. And I was most impressed that Disney gave them the license to so many characters to let them have some weird stuff happen.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing just for all the cameos. It makes it better than anything else. But there are some surprising cameos in that movie that people still don't even know. There's some obvious ones. I won't spoil them. That's what I mean. Unapologetically, Wandy says, Andy, Steph, Kim, can't wait for the movie. This is ridiculous. Mermaids are fictional. If they were real, I'm sure they wouldn't be white or black. Yeah, good point. In fact, I want to ask you guys watching right now, are you excited for The Little Mermaid remake? Who actually is excited? All right, here comes the poll.
Da, 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 da. The poll is coming.
Yes or no? Are you excited? There it is. It's out. I want to see what this reaction thinks. As yes, we're just on a Thursday talking Disney stuff. Taking a break from what's her name. Oh God. All right, let's see here. I'm checking else. Did I get that one? I got that one. Do you have any other comments or things to add, Kim?
No, I think I ranted about my live action wants. I still want a live action Atlantis. That's always the thing in my head when people start talking about live action, and it bothers me that there's just so much rehashing when I think Disney has a lot of properties that they could be using in a different way and being able to maximize off of it and introducing it to new generations. And it frustrates me that that's not happening. But that's my opinion.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to fix this thing while I was live. Here we go. I'll do it in a minute. I see Pink Society says, Andy, serious question. Where did you get the yelling goat from? I want one too. I don't remember who sent it. So I apologize.
Yeah, it was a gift. Yeah.
It's not on Amazon. It's a yelling goat. I didn't like them in Thor, and someone sent me a yelling goat just because. I always think of Taylor Swift. The yelling goat meme. It's very good. Sorry, whoever got me this, can you remind me again? and do it because that would be amazing. Let's see. Oh my God, that R. Kelly thing you just sent me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's breaking?
That's breaking. Just happened.
Jesus. Talk about, we'll go from a kids movie to the topic that you can't talk about involving kids. R. Kelly, I gotta be careful even. How do I show this? R. Kelly, hold on, actually, let me put this here. R. Kelly convicted of multiple counts of child, you know what I can't say, the worst things you could imagine movies. Federal judges convicted the R&B star of child movies and enticement charges in his hometown of Chicago. Oh, God, F this guy. Federal judge convicted him of several charges. Delivering another legal blow. I guess we can't listen to I Believe I Can Fly anymore. God damn.
It's bad.
Jury acquitted him on a fourth count as well. Jesus. God, this is gross. This is hard to read.
Yeah. But he has been found guilty. I don't think we have sentencing yet. That'll probably be in a bit. Wish we could show more, but YouTube would be very upset with us if we did. So unfortunately, that's the way that it is. But
Robert Kelly, man, he's gone away for a long time.
Bye-bye.
And I don't feel any remorse or empathy for him.
No.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios, please. Don't come back. You hear now? Gross. Jesus. So there you go. Breaking news. R. Kelly getting his deserved. I'm just sorry. I'm reading this. During the closing arguments, Kelly's attorney likened the government's testimony and evidence to a cockroach and its case to a bowl of soup. If a cockroach falls into soup, she said, you don't just pull out the cockroach and eat the rest of the soup. You throw out the whole soup, she told the jurors. There are just too many cockroaches, said the prosecutor's case. What? There's just too many cockroaches in this soup. You just got to throw out the whole case because there's just too many lies. You know, when you can't just eat the soup anymore. What is she talking about? And a lot of the accusers came forward. Geez, good for them. Good for them. Ugh.
Ugh.
Somebody did that to my kids, I'd kill them. Yeah, that's if I'm ever going to jail, Kim, it's because of that.
I'd come bail you out. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I that's the one time I will not have any rational thought, and I may murder someone as if they do anything to my kids. I do feel empathy for anybody who has to go through that, and I have their back. Jade Slave says, DM'd on Twitter. You have my permission to use it. All right, cool. Let me find a second. Pastel Unicorns. They haven't done great remakes, in my opinion. Nope, they have not. They really have not. Shitty remakes. There it is. Found you. Got it. Boom. Oh, look at this. Look at this. One of our most youngest, most adorable fans, Miss Alice, says,
Go Planet!
Yay, Alice! We love it. Go Planet! I'll do it again for you. Let's time it together. Ready?
Go Planet!
Woo! Yeah! Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Miss Alice. Beautiful. Look at all the Disney princesses on her shirt. Let us know, Alice, which is your favorite Disney? Are you excited for the Little Mermaid remake? Does it look good for you? Let us know your thoughts. And thank you so much for watching with your mom. That's so adorable. Appreciate you sending me that. That's epic. Love when we get to see our fans out there. So many kids being stuck watching us, Kim, as their parents watch us, being forced to. So better than us than others, I guess. But it's adorable. Thank you for sharing that with me. That's really sweet. Let's see here. Checking some stuff. I'm checking also the doc. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be that much later today. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter show. I lost track of time today, to be perfectly honest. because I was doing some other things I needed to do. And I'm trying to see Kim. I'm going to see 90s rock tonight. Whoo! I'm seeing Collective Soul. Remember when I talked about them on the stream,
Yep.
everybody, guys? They're going to be in Florida. I tried to find like people to go with me. No one wanted to go, or no one could go. I'm going to go. You know what, guys? I'm going anyway. I'm going solo. I'll be rocking out to December and Shine and The World I Know and Heavy and Run. It's going to be epic. And then Switchfoot is opening. I'm not as familiar, but I'm going to give them a shot too. I remember they had a couple hits in the 90s, but I'm going for my 90s music. They're playing in Clearwater. If anybody's going, say hi. But I'll be rocking out to Collective Soul tonight. Woo! I'm excited.
Have fun.
But so it won't be too late, long of a show. So apologies there. But, all right, what's happening here? Let me see. Okay, we got the going to my headline group. Thank you so much to Claire and Casey and our amazing headliners, Kara.
Yes.
Everybody in there. Jacqueline, you guys are epic. Phil, appreciate you guys always and all the hard work. I saw Claire doing a lot of hard work today, getting the document updated. And I'm going through some of these headlines as you guys were going through.
I can
Go ahead, Kim.
clarify something if you need
Please.
a minute. I can. Okay, so there have been rumors going around right now that Elaine has lawyered up. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff about that. Basically, what's happened from my understanding, and some of this is thank you very much to Claire, who really did some digging on it. And she just said to us, it seems as though the law firm has lawyered up, not Elaine herself. It's not Elaine in her personal capacity, which some people think that that's what they're talking about. To deal with the subpoena from the insurance companies, Elaine is not being personally sued. So if something does happen that she's being personally sued, I'm sure we will let you guys know. But that's what's going on right now with that. So that's fun.
That is, yeah, I've been wondering about that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it is, I've seen all these reports. Sorry. I've been seeing all the reports. And I was like, wait, are they going to go after and sue Elaine? Because there was always talk that they could. So you're saying it's just the law firm itself has lawyered up.
Yes, the law firm itself, because they've been subpoenaed by the insurance company. So
that makes more
they
sense.
got a lawyer.
So people out there trying to clickbait it could easily make it sound like, oh, Elaine's got no. I mean, that could still happen.
Good.
But I'm glad we didn't report on that until we know, because when that happens, then that'll be juicy, and we'll do it. We'll do it then. We'll do it live.
We'll let you guys know. We'll let you know. And that's the thing, right? Is that sometimes there's so much news that comes out so quickly, and it's hard sometimes to be able to really dig through it, and especially with stuff like this, because you have to dig into the legal documents to understand it. And I think the average person doesn't fully understand legal documents when they read them. I know I don't. So it's a lot.
It is definitely a lot. Going through this document, then I'm glad you covered that one. So thank you, Claire, for that one. We did talk about the Margot Robbie. We can address that actually, since a lot of people were commenting and did pretty well today. What do you think about this? I mean, it seems clear that, Kara's needs some help. And as much as I personally dislike her, I don't wish that on anybody. So
No.
I assume when you see these, it does. Some people were messaging like it looks like pill bottles. I can't confirm or deny that. It doesn't look like that. It could be a million things, guys.
I think I see mouthwash there.
Yeah,
there's
it feels
like a blue liquid
toiletries.
at the bottom. I don't. Yeah. It could
makeup.
be anything. Yeah.
It doesn't look like pill bottles to me. Someone was trying to spread that, and when I see this picture, it looks like just, I don't know, some sort of makeup and other bottles. I mean, it could be, but that's a stretch. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's sad. I mean, honestly, I'm happy that Kara has a friend like Margot that will go and see her when it seems that things aren't doing well. Because a lot of the time when, when stuff gets hard, I think that's when you really find out who your real friends are, and you really see people's true colors. So I'm glad that she went to see her. It looks like she's obviously very upset. I hope everything's going to be okay. And that, Kara gets the help if she needs it, and that there's healing, and I'm glad that she has friends that are rallying around her, and a family as well. It sounds like, I know her sister came to see her as well, and it looks like she's just got a good circle around her. And if there's something wrong, then a good circle is so important on the path to recovery, and I'm just happy she has that.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the interesting twist, of course, I made it there about AH, but it's like, it is interesting. It's clear that Margot isn't friends with her, it seems to me, because otherwise we would have seen this happen there. I mean, do you think that's unfair to go to that judgment, or do you think it does seem like, well, clearly Margot and Kara are closer?
I don't know. I think it's hard. I mean, I look at the stuff we found out over the past couple of months, that we found out that both Drew Barrymore and Mariah Carey were having basically private, secret conversations with Britney Spears while she was still under her conservatorship, because they wanted to be there for her. But if it was visible, it would have complicated things. So for all we know, maybe they are, and Margot's being supportive, and it's just not so public. And it also depends on like if the paparazzi catch them, right? Because that's why we know that this happened, because there were paparazzi outside of Kara's house and they saw it happen. That's the only reason we know that this happened. So I think it depends on a number of factors. But I do think it is interesting that we really don't have, I have not seen any photos of the two of them together, like Margot and Amber, and I don't have a reason to believe that they were close. So.
I mean, yeah, I've yet to see a picture with them. Clearly, Kara and Margot starred together in Suicide Squad, so that was an obvious connection. But yeah, it's hard to see if they were connected. I'm curious. Chat, what do you guys think in the comments? I'm looking. Also checking to see if anybody else has sent over. Yeah, I thought so. Chris Neal, did Elaine pledge to pay the insurance company and forget? Maybe. Jacqueline Whitting, thank you for the 99¢. And then Sarah 0083, a little something to put you towards you guys' Vegas trip. Well, thank you so much.
Oh,
Stay tuned. I was trying to set up a GoFundMe thing for a little bit of extra to try and get one of you guys to come, etc. And GoFundMe doesn't work for me. I can't set it up. So I was trying to do it today, but stay tuned. The next day or so, I'll get it lined up. Or does anyone else have a better suggestion? Do you, because you can't do GoFundMe. You don't like it, or do you like? Didn't they ban it in certain places? What's the best one? I don't even know anymore. If somebody has a suggestion down below to do one of those things, please fill me in, because I want to make sure I do the right app, whatever, and do it.
Want to do it right.
I know a lot of people don't like GoFundMe, but I don't know what it does it better. That guarantees you, there's like Kickstarters and things, but then you have to get a certain goal, and I just want to have one that we can have a running tally. So let me know. Stay tuned. We are going to Vegas on November 4th. We'll be at the 3rd and 4th, right? The concert that weekend.
The 4th is the concert, yeah.
The 4th, the Friday, that weekend we'll be there. So guys, more information coming soon. We are going to do a contest. I'm trying to do a contest, but it's going to be very not broadly shared. It's going to be, within our Telegram or, later in the show, because I don't want to just have a bunch of, this is not to like gain followers. I want to make sure we get to have one of you hardcore viewers, Planeteers. Go Planeteers. Someone out there get to earn a trip out to see, because we have 2 extra tickets to see Johnny. Granted, they're not in the front, but they still are good seats, I guess, or they were expensive seats. But we got them, and I want to try and make sure we can get somebody else to join us from the group. So stay tuned. I'm just trying to figure out legally how we make sure we do that and don't get in trouble, because everyone warned me. Oh, it's really complicated. What I learned was, as long as it's free to enter and the rules are listed, it should be able to be doable. So that's what it's going to be. Stay tuned. So I appreciate everybody who keeps asking me. Yes, it's coming, and I want to line it up soon so people can prep and plan. If anybody else has questions or things to send over, please do. It's an Ask Us Anything portion. I'll be here for a little bit more. Thank you, Sabine Roxburgh. Appreciate that little lemon guy waving.
Oh, he's so cute.
He is.
Like little sunglasses. Oh, another one just came in. Collective Soul rocks. Yes,
yeah, Tammy.
Yes, Tammy.
Sorry you're not in Tampa. Anybody else? I always prefer going to shows with somebody who actually likes the music. I actually realized there's a couple other people I could have invited. I'm like, they're going to be boring. You got to go to a show, either go with someone who loves it or just go yourself and rock out and feel the music. That's the goal. But yeah, any other Collective Souls out there, fans, they're on tour and their new album's good. I got to say, Usually the old rockers, their new albums aren't as good, and this one is. Actually, here's an interesting one. Thank you, team, for putting this together, because not only did the Twitter shareholders approve Elon's bid to buy out, but there was a whistleblower spoke up again, and he revealed some really nasty stuff about Twitter. Basically, none of your data on Twitter is safe, and he revealed some really crazy stuff about it. Basically, I mean, like, they only care about profit. They don't care about your safety. They don't care about your mental health. They literally, an employee could hack into all, like, just has access to way more data than they're supposed to. They absolutely aren't protecting anybody. There is no real checking on the, spam. And Elon got a huge win because basically this whistleblower, who was their former security expert, or I guess was a hacker, became one of their experts. His testimony can now be used by Elon in their court case next month. So not looking good for Twitter, to be honest. We'll see what actually happens here, but I don't know if you saw this game. It was pretty amazing, unreal to hear all the stuff that basically this guy Peter Zatko was revealing. Mm-hmm. He showed Twitter was in a firefight mode all the time, tucking all that information on the rug. Where was that? There was another quote I saw. I haven't read this one. There was another one I read that filled in a little bit easier, but it was pretty bad news. Does that surprise you, Kim?
No, but it's so fun. Every time I see one of these articles, I debate like leaving Twitter, because I really can't see how this is going to get any better. And it's concerning because there's so many issues with Twitter as a whole. And then when you find out about the security stuff, it's just like, this is not good. It's not good. There's way too many vulnerabilities here, and it's very concerning. And I think, as one of the largest social media sites in the world, like, this should not be happening. And I'm very surprised that it is at all. I think we should demand more and expect better of our social medias.
For sure. What's interesting is this article here. Sorry, 1 second.
It's okay. Well, guys, thank you so much. We got over 1,000 likes. We got 1.1. That's awesome. Can we get to 1.5? Can we? I think we can. If you haven't hit that like button yet, smash that like button. You're here. And it's free. So I'd appreciate it if you do that. It'd be super sweet. And thank you so much to everybody that has supported with your super chats or PayPal or Cash App and everything. It really helps out the show, and we really, really do appreciate you. And we appreciate you even being here, hitting that like, giving us the view. We appreciate all of you so much. And I love our community so much.
They are the best, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
But interesting article here, actually, because I was going to look into this, and they reminded me, because this all was breaking today. The reactions to are breaking today. And they're saying the whistleblower trashed Twitter, but may not have helped Musk, in which case that actually will hurt Musk, because they're going to devalue it even further. And then Musk doesn't get to win. It's going to be sort of actually not helpful for him. But they're saying was every bit as damaging for the company as Elon might have hoped. But Musk could not gather enough ammunition to drive, while he could gather ammunition that might drive the price down. He could not. Zatko, the guy, did not deliver the smoking gun that Musk needed. Instead, the former head of security spent nearly 3 hours explaining to Congress how the board skewed executive compensation towards only ambitious profit targets that could only be reached by systematic underinvestment in its infrastructure. This led to gaping vulnerabilities that could easily be exploited. It doesn't matter who has keys if you don't have any locks to the doors. It's not a far-fetched to say that an employee inside the company could take over the accounts of all of the senators in this room. Jesus. So he was blowing Twitter up, but it didn't go against what Elon's saying, which was about the spamming or the fake accounts. That's what's really interesting here. He went into sort of crap on it all, but didn't. I thought must have read the article wrong. But Twitter could be easily infiltrated by foreign spies that pass on information to hostile governments, and no one would likely be the wiser since there was no central logs to track whether the engineers were doing. Musk, however, who tweeted a popcorn emoji during the testimony, needed dirt that management was falsifying its MDAU figures, which he has argued ellipsed the 5% or fewer that Twitter has repeatedly estimated. While Zatko's allegations of incompetence and corporate greed at Twitter were damning, he could provide no direct evidence as his remit was security rather than sales and marketing. This is good for Twitter and bad for Musk, the professor says. Zatko was fired from Twitter in January, described a company that at a bare minimum was grossly negligent with customer data, poses potential threat to American interests, and undertook no action to patch vulnerabilities. Twitter leadership is misleading the public, lawmakers, regulators, and even its own board of directors, adding it was over a decade behind the rest of the industry in terms of privacy protection and data security. Jesus. And those you don't know, he's been suing to get the stock price down, but then said they lied about how much was spam. Interesting, man. A lot of fortune and stock people all saying this isn't helping Elon. It's really bad for Twitter. So if Elon is forced to still buy it, Kim, he's now bought something that's going to be worth even less because people are going to clearly be reacting and not liking it. That's pretty wild.
It is wild. It's so funny how it's like this thing that we thought was like, I think everybody had different opinions about Elon going after Twitter in the first place. And now it just seems like every day it just gets more and more layered. It's like, how deep is this going to go? How much are we going to see here? And is there even going to be a Twitter left standing at the end of the day with all the investigation?
I mean, it'd probably be a secret blessing. You know what I mean? It's like, as much as I actually do enjoy Twitter as a tool for what I do for work, it's a toxic place, man. It is a terrible, toxic place.
Yeah.
So many people, and so many people are using it to just ruin people. And I don't know. Yeah. A lot of people are going to suddenly be woken up to the fact, oh shit, I don't have that tool anymore to like fuck with people. What do I do? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of kids too. Go ahead. What were we going to say?
I was just gonna say, like, I think it's funny when I look at all my social medias, it's like the one that brings me the least amount of joy is Twitter, hands down. Because it's like it's such a confrontational place. It really is. You can make a statement like, I really like the color purple, and then the next thing you know, somebody just screams back like, oh, what, green's not good enough for you? And it's just, you can't win because people just are so argumentative all the time. And
facts.
After a while, it just gets exhausting. Like, I follow Justin Roiland, one of the creators of Rick and Morty, and on his Twitter account, like, I think his bio literally just says, I don't come on here very often because I got tired of people telling me how I feel. And I was like, that's a mood.
Yeah.
100%.
It's true though. It's so weird. Everyone has, the opinions are so important. Sabine, thanks again. Tammy Jenkin, Collective Soul Rocks, thank you again. Nerd Report, free my ball. Come on in, Lewis. Come in and talk about your balls some more, Lewis. You have the link in the boss level. Come on, and Twitter. Where are you, Lewis? Blowing us off. Two free my balls. CK says, keep the balls. Okay, that's Steph. CK, well, there's two people fighting back and forth. How many did you send, Lewis? Did you send 3 of them?
He really wants them back.
My God, Lewis, what are you doing? Love you, buddy, but come on, save your dollars. But free my balls. He's really putting it out there. He's really positioning for those balls. Brittany says, Andy, did you hear? Did I hear you say you didn't like Into the Woods? I love that movie. Give it a chance if you haven't seen it. I've seen parts, and I just never got invested to like watch it again because I'm like, I saw Meryl Streep like Into the Woods, and I was like, no, I'm good. And I saw some clips and one of the songs, and I saw Johnny as like a goat or something. It all just, James Corden's in it singing, right? I don't know. I know he's like a singer. I know, but
I can
wasn't
do
what I want to
without
rush
James
to.
Corden.
Yeah, he's
I'm sorry.
I'm not surprised he's sort of signing out from the late shows. He probably just wants to go act and do a thing, but he's such a phony. He's like trying to have fun. Like him and Jimmy Fallon to me are both phonies. I mean, Kimmel to an extent, but you really got to see the real Kimmel the other night when he just stayed laid down and didn't give a shit about Quinta B winning. Like Jimmy Kimmel is just, he has a dark sense of humor and doesn't give a shit. And I kind of respect that also, but anyway, Fallon and Corden, man, they're just phonies. I can't believe Corden sat there and gave Kris Jenner a fake lie detector test to help her like lie to the world. Like that's, I can't unsee that, James. You just like, completely For what? Why did you do that? For Kardashian clout? Oh, dude, that was gross. That was so gross. Ugh. What do they have on him, Kim? Something.
I don't want to know.
It's
They probably
depressing.
have something, and it's something I don't want to know.
That was a depressing reveal. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness. No. I think too, like I just have a thing. Like I would have had this feeling about anybody, but like I'm a huge Craig Ferguson fan, and James Corden was the one who came in after Craig. So I was kind of like, well, this kind of feels like a bit of a downgrade in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think anybody could have filled his shoes for me, but just it was an extra level of disappointment. Sorry, James. Oh my gosh, the super chats, Andy. Are you seeing this right now?
Yeah, so they're starting a whole war here. I mean, I'll take your money, guys. It's just weird. You don't need to keep wasting the money on the dumb ball joke. But Steph's going hard. And now she's putting a nerd report. Steph is overpaid from a financial standpoint. Steph, the altar nerd, has now bidded to keep the balls. I mean, we can have everybody. Anybody else want to donate big? Do I go Team Lewis or Team Steph? You can buy me today. You can buy my vote. I'll be like all the other politicians. CK says keep the balls. Okay. Steph says I do not go negotiate with terrorists. Keep the balls. Or wow, barbecue the balls, says King Bob. Steph the alternate, and we are not combing the freaking desert for Lewis's balls because I have them. Keep the balls. Veronica says keep the balls. I mean, Lewis. I mean, you put in about $6 for free me balls. I need to see somebody else step up and let's keep the ball. And if the keep the balls keep coming, well, I'm gonna have to go with team keep the balls, which I didn't think I was gonna have to have an opinion on this matter. Really didn't want to have an opinion on this matter, to be honest.
We're gonna have to pick a side. We have to. Popcorn Planet Civil War. Balls. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I love all the love for Craig in the chat. You guys are making me so happy.
So weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh my goodness. If I can actually, if it's okay, I would like to say thank you to a few people very quickly. Thank you for Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Stephanie. And thank you, Leanne, which just came in. So I'm trying to read your message right now. She just said, I'd love to hear more about what I know about the Little Mermaid. Oh my goodness. I'm a little bit Disney obsessed. It would be a very long video. But thank you. I appreciate your comment. Yeah. Disney history is very fascinating a lot of the time. It has so many layers to it and so many people. It can go on and on and on and on and on. It's always a fun rabbit hole.
It's so depressing. Yeah, exactly. It's like Disney doesn't. How they're gonna run out of remakes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so scary about it too. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to invest in new storytelling, and it's weird because it's like it's Disney. Take some risks.
Yeah, but I think the thing is with them at this point, it's kind of they used to be a company with art that they would take the risk, that they would put the money into things. They would risk everything for a project. Like Fantasia and Pinocchio, we're all in. And you just don't really see that type of belief. It's so much now about like, is this our formula? Is it going to work? And I think that's part of why we're seeing so many live actions, because they have done well at the box office, which is crazy because they do so well, but you hear so much criticism about them and so many people don't like them, yet they're number one. So it's always interesting to see.
It's indeed. Let's see. There's more free the balls coming in though. My goodness. It's just getting intense. Chris Noel says, keep the balls, free the gob. CK says, keep the balls. Craig Ferguson is the best, says Ruthinsky. Thank you for an actual comment. Wancho is on team keep the balls. Nerd Report seems to be the only one. He did another one, so now he's about $8 or $8 or $10 in. Thank you, Lewis, for free me balls. CK is saying keep the balls, and Matt Bond is saying bust those balls.
Like free them? Or
Freedom!
is there a third party now? Oh my goodness. Brock McCoon or McCunn, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize, asked both Andy and I what our favorite Robin Williams movie is.
Oh man. It's so tough. I mean, Aladdin really was one of my favorites growing up, and even just that was the voice. It encompassed him so well, and it's so sweet. But I mean, man, Mrs. Doubtfire was iconic for me. Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society is probably got to be up there. I loved him in The Fisher King, even in Awakenings, he was really good. He's done so many. Good Morning Vietnam. Those are my favorites. I probably weirdly would pick Aladdin or Good Will Hunting are probably the two of my, because the Good Will Hunting is more of the dramatic one, but still you get a real sense of him. And then Aladdin lets him sort of shine and go as crazy as he went to be. What about you?
Aladdin's probably my favorite of like mass release. I think my favorite work of Robin Williams is actually a Disney attraction that is now closed. It's called The Timekeeper, and it was a movie. It was a movie in a 360 theater, and there was an animatronic that was voiced by Robin. And there's so much about that attraction that I love so much, but it truly was, the audio that they used for him was recorded around the time that they did the audio for Aladdin. So him and Disney were on good terms. And then Aladdin came out, and then the whole war started. So the audio that they used in the attraction is actually his audition and rehearsal audio. So it's not even him like giving 100%, but it is so amazing. And I think that's such a testament to who he was as an actor, that there was no 10% for him. He was 150% or nothing, and just genius all the time. And it's just some of the best voice work I've actually probably ever heard in my life. And it makes me really sad that it's one of those things that people can't see it anymore in person.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
I have there's a 4K version of it now you can see on YouTube. I watched it the other night with my sister, and it's still so funny to me. It's so great. There was a French version as well, but he did not do the audio for the French version in Paris. But yeah, it's great. If you're interested, if you're bored one day, look up Timekeeper at Disney and full ride experience 4K and enjoy it, because it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. I had it memorized as a kid, and we didn't like record it or anything as a whole movie. I just went on it that many times.
Crazy.
Round and round. Yeah. Yeah.
Wild. I was unfamiliar, but I wish we could. It's not even on YouTube. There's no
it's on
record
YouTube.
of it.
It's on YouTube now.
I thought you didn't. All right, good. Got it. I'll have to watch that because I'm a fan. There it is. Kim pulling out the deep cut. Urthensky says, remake The Last Starfighter. Is that Disney? I don't think it is Disney.
I can't remember.
But I thought they were. Matthew Hanks says, live action movies will ruin childhood films. Let us not forget how Sonic was, and then most hated movie, Cats. That movie was an abomination. Oh my God, Andy, Zelda Tears of Kingdom. Oh my God, it looks so cool. The flying down from they're going to have like a fly. I knew about that before, but there's like two levels, and yeah, it looks intense. I just beat another Guardian. I have 3 of them now. I did the lizard one, the gecko on the mountain in what's it called? The lava town. Zelda players. And I now have one more left. I have the elephant in the desert. And then I'll got all the Guardians, and then I'm off to Ganon. Now I cheated and I got the Master Sword early, and I'm so glad I did. It just made it more fun. It would have been too stressful for me. I don't get to play that long, so I want to like play with the good sword. But that's my only problem with the game is it's fucking hard if you don't do that fast fast forward. And I'm glad they had that fast forward revealed later, because I probably wouldn't have gotten as into Zelda, because I just would have given up. And I feel like it's still such a fun game. I don't know. I do think certain games should have, maybe you release it for a year. I like that you like release the game and let the real players play it, and then like unearth a cheat code so then people can just casually enjoy the game too. Because that's, I don't know, I think fun for everybody. But anyway, it looked really good. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Now I play I've loved Kingdom Hearts for years, and I'm always that person that I make myself OP. I grind way too hard, and I always fight to make my weapons as best as I can because I want to have fun. I don't want to struggle a super amount. So I don't blame you at all. I think everybody has a different play style. And yeah, just have fun. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? It's about fun.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Fun indeed, and Tears of the Kingdom, I think it was called. Yeah, it looks good. Thank you, Matthew. Matt Bond for Narnia. All right. Chronic. What calls a Narnia? We love that Chronic. What calls a Narnia? Brittany, give the balls to Kim. Sorry, Lewis. I'm sure she does not want your balls, Kim. I mean, Kim does not want your balls, Lewis. No doubt.
I mean, I just put them behind me. They just hang out.
Oh,
maybe Alf would hold them. I don't know.
You can give balls to Alf. Bigger balls to Alf.
Alf can just hold them.
Karen says, no balls, no glory. Man, so much ball talk. Teresa says, people threw stuff on stage for Johnny in Europe. You guys should throw a couple Popcorn Planet Johnny teas. Keep up in the past tense, kid, or I'm going to need a mega pint would be a good one. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. He'd hold up the shirt. That'd be pretty fun. We should think about that. It's true.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, which shirt would be the best? Keep it in the past tense, kid. He'll probably be more mad. Look, they're stealing my quotes.
Look at this. I thought I saw Lewis do another super chat too of just you guys are nuts. I love this war now. Just casually sitting back and enjoying watching it. You guys are funny. I'm seeing a lot of people like listing their favorite Robin Williams movies, which is cute too. I'm seeing a lot of like Flubber and Aladdin, a lot of Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh my gosh, his HBO stand-up. Yes. Yes. Let's give out a little loving shout out to that. Beautiful, beautiful piece of work.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Oh, somebody just said Hook. Yes, Hook and What Dreams May Come. All such good movies. All such good movies. Fern Gully. Yes. 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 Boat Night. Yes. Fern Gully. That's
Gully.
another
That's
weird.
Avatar.
That's another weird movie to watch as an adult.
Robin Williams was the bat, right? Yeah.
Yes. But like Tim Curry singing Toxic Love.
Yeah, that's probably a fun one to rewatch. Some of those kids'
Like,
movies
what
rewatching it.
is happening?
Nerd Report is still trying to free the balls, but it's not happening, Lewis. Sorry.
No,
They're just completely beating you. Jamie Costas amazes Robin Williams' impression. Go look. Yeah,
Yes.
that was a whole weird thing. He did. I mean, it was a good impression, but that was a whole weird thing where like they kept tagging Robin's daughter to like, isn't this amazing? Like, can you imagine how like out of touch people are that they're, look, Robin Williams' daughter, your dad's dead. Watch this weird guy do an impression of your dad without you asking me to send it to you. People are weird, man.
Yeah.
And it was also just kind of weird that he did that whole thing, like to try to get a movie made. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't want to see that movie unless the Williams estate has sort of approved it. You know what I mean? So the whole thing just felt a little strange. And I think he quickly realized there was, while as good as it got, like there was some backlash, I think, in Hollywood circles of like, what are you doing, dude? This is kind of disrespectful to the family. And it sort of disappeared off of line and it moved on. But yes, looking back, third party it was a pretty good performance, but it was also a weird moment he wrote with other people. I'm like, what scene was this? Was it real? For those that don't know, it's like a scene from a fake movie they made. Anyway, a Robin biopic could be fascinating, but I want to make sure that the family is behind it. Because I don't really want to see some unauthorized Robin Williams show. Crystal the Groomer says, as a redhead, I was upset because she was my OG redhead princess. They can change any other princess, but I grew up wanting to be Ariel because of her hair being the same as mine. Other than that, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But it's also like, I'm sure, A lot of people, right? Just like all the people who related to the red hair. Sure, there's a lot of black girls who love now relating to Ariel also being a Little Mermaid too, right? It's just exact proving the point. Nice to spread the joy because you still have the animated Ariel with the red hair. She's never going anywhere. That's always going to be Ariel. That's always OG Ariel. And even Chloe is donning. I saw one version where she had sort of braids or like dreadlock style stuff. So that would be like a Caribbean vibe if they go there, right? There's different areas of the ocean they could be in to justify it. So I'm going to wait till I see it. Let's see here. Chris Neal, no balls for Lewis. Jesus. Matthew Hanks, top 5 Robin Williams movies for me. Aladdin. Love Aladdin. Hook. I'm not a huge Hook fan. I think it's a weird movie. I want to like it more than that, but again, so many Peter Pan stories. I didn't love it. I didn't love Hook, but he's okay. It's fine. I did like it, but I'm not like a crazy obsessed Hook fan. Popeye, I got to rewatch it. I do remember that being pretty epic. Robert Altman movie. That's a good deep cut, Matthew. Flubber. Flubber's a fun kids movie. Not his best, but it's fun. He's silly. Mrs. Doubtfire, no joke. That's legit. What a good movie to watch, especially kids of divorced parents. It's like a really touching movie for families of that. It's a creepy movie though, Kim. He is creepy in that movie, stalking his ex-wife, pretending to be the nanny. Well, it's creepy.
It's all great until you try to summarize it and explain it to somebody else who's never seen it. And then you kind of just go, oh, this is weird.
Yeah. Sally Field's great in it though. Pierce Brosnan. It's great, but it's weird. It's a weird, when you hold back, you're like, ugh. But he's sweet. So you sort of forgive it. But I was glad the ending did what it did. Because he needed to go to court. He should have probably been thrown in jail, to be honest. So they did, do it.
Guys, I'm going to say right now, we got 1.4K likes in here. We got 2,000 people in here. Can we get it to 1.5? Because I think we can. If you're still here, I'm assuming you like this show. You've been here for a bit. So if you want to hit that like, it helps out the show and it's free. And we really appreciate it if you did. Peggy said Bicentennial Man is good too. I know that movie got a lot of hate when it came out. A lot of people didn't like it, but I don't know. That movie's kind of weird in my family because we went to go see it just after my grandmother died. And yeah, that hit in a different way for us. So we were always just like, why do you guys not like this movie so much? As we're all like bawling our eyes out in the theater. So it's funny. It's funny how different movies can affect you in different ways. And even if it's not necessarily like critically popular or popular with a mass audience, it still has an audience and like its own little niche.
Yeah, I never actually saw it. That one. It just seemed strange. He's like in the full robot suit, right?
He rocks it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
He's pretty much great in everything he's done. I was just watching Night at the Museum with my kids because we went to the museum in New York and we were like, I was like, oh, this is the movie based on it. It's cute. Like, it's silly, but he's great as Teddy Roosevelt in those movies. Mm-hmm. I forgot. I was like, oh, I forgot it. Robin Williams is in this whole trilogy. But yeah, it's a sad loss. I'm a huge fan of him and I'm sad we lost him. But thank you everybody who's sending over their favorite Robin movies. Daniela says, beautiful voice. I wish she had the fiery red hair. Look, I get it. It's so weird they didn't just give her like really red hair. Don't you think, Kim? Like just dye it up super red and that's really what people are going to be annoyed by. And then who cares? Do you think granted, maybe it is underwater. It's dark. Maybe we need to wait and see like how red is it just based off of one dark. That scene in Part of Your World, even Ariel doesn't look super bright red haired. It's like a dark underwater scene. So maybe we should just wait.
Absolutely. I started dyeing my hair when I was 12 and I really wanted red hair and I wanted like Ariel red hair. That was always kind of the way that I described it. I'm like, I want Ariel red hair. And I can tell you getting it to that color is hard. Keeping it at that color is impossible. And it's also it looks super fake. It looks really, really, really fake. It's a hard hair color to pull off, and when your hair is wet, it looks darker. So I'm kind of with Andy. I'm holding out on that because I think it could be more vibrant in the light and not when it's wet. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's a real life version of the film, and it's the same as that Halle is not going to have the physical proportions of Ariel. She may not have the exact same shade of hair color. That's just kind of how I look at it.
Let's see. Alexis, thank you so much, Alexis. Good to see you. You missed my 12-month super chats. I'm sorry. They don't always come in through my feed, and I don't always have the chat open, so apologies. You missed my 12-month super chat, so I'll repeat it here. Howdy, Andy and Kim. P.S. Keep the balls. P.P.S. Here's some balls for Lewis. LOL. Football, football. Well, thank you so much. Julie Taberner, thank you for that. Danielle, again, beautiful voice. I wish she had the hair. Thank you for those comments. Well, what an amazing show. It was a quickie because I am trying to prep my show. I was trying to negotiate I was part of the distance. I'm trying to get my ticket, and someone gave me an access, and now I'm just can't tell if I'm being scammed by this ticket or not. So, Loy, if you're watching, I'm not trying to scam you. My goodness. Jesus, people are so weird. I'm not giving. Anyway, Loy, come on. What are you doing? Stop being weird. It's so frustrating. Either way, I will get a ticket. I will make sure I'm there, and I will be tweeting from the Collective Soul concert tonight. So follow me over on the social as I rock out, because I need to get ready to go over there to Clearwater. It's a far drive. And if anybody else is going to be there, let me know in the comments down below. And thanks everybody who, Team Steph, Team Lewis, you guys are all in there when you have your opinions. Oh, the Birdcage. That was another good one. That was a good one. And it was fun because he let Nathan Lane do a little bit more. He was a little bit more like the straight one of the couple. No, Robin Williams did. And it was nice to see Nathan Lane be the bigger performer. Usually Robin's all over there. I mean, he does, but beautiful. I love that movie. So Gene Hackman and Diane Wiest are so good in that movie. That finale was so good. A lot of good movies he made. Super big loss. And I love Robin Williams. And anytime we can talk about him is a good day. And so thank you all. The poll is done. Chris Neal, member 2 months. Thank you so much for loving the community. The poll is done. It says 38% are excited. 62% said no. So 62% said no. 38% said yes. There you go. We ended the poll. Those are your results. Thank you so much for watching. Nerd Report, are you live? You didn't tell me. I'm going to check real quick. See if Nerd Report's live. Lewis, I hope you are. Can I see it? Let's see it. If I don't see it. While I'm doing that, Kim, let me put up yours so you can plug your channel. What's coming up on It's Kim?
I actually filmed a video before I went on with you, and I'm still editing it. It went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So I was hoping to have it out tonight, but I think it's probably going to come out tomorrow. Just talking about new updates with Britney over the past couple days. There was the whole Christina Aguilera controversy thing that went on, and it seems to be settled now. And she also posted a video last night that I just kind of wanted to give some commentary on, of her just really being vulnerable and letting down some of her guard. And it's really nice to see, and just how my interpretation of it and how it affected me, because I was very emotional with it too. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check that out. I also have Instagram, which I have now passed 1,000 followers. So thank you so much, guys, for following me. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully we'll have another video out for you guys tomorrow. And Lewis said no, apparently.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it looks like Pascal's live.
Oh, okay.
So let's surprise Pascal and be like, let's send him. And then also I saw I would send him to Wancho tonight. Go to the Ravens flock, because he's stepping up. He's a good friend. And tonight they're going to be talking about me, supporting me. What an amazing friend out there talking about a setup. Where is it? It's not here. Wancho. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Tonight at 10. Boom. Can we send you, before I send you over to surprise Pascal, can we all go click notify me? In 3 hours, join Wancho And the ravens flock as they support, yes, me. I support him. Go support Wancho and watch him tonight. Will you do that for me? Click notify me. There it is. The ravens flock. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to see him. In the meanwhile, though, we are going to go raid Pascal, who's live. Go surprise him. Tell him
we sent ya.
Say hi. Andy said hi. Andy said hi. And let's send him some love over there on the channel. There we go. Well, there you have it. Another amazing show. I'm off to see Collective Soul. I'm going to go rock out tonight. So excited to hang out though with you and talk Disney movies. And let's not be stupid on this movie. The movie probably will suck, but let's at least be nice people about it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Go support It's Kim over on YouTube, Lewis Leck over the Nerd Report, Steph the Alter Nerd, and right now we're surprising the Pascal show. He's over there. The Pascal show's over. It's starting. We're gonna go raid him. Go say hi, Andy. Or if you missed us and you want to see the whole show, you can hit join. Hit the that's subscribe. Do that too. Hit the bell. Otherwise, hit join. Pick a tier, and you can always watch the replays whenever you want. Enjoy your night, everybody. We will see you guys tomorrow here on Popcorn Planet. Bye. Thank you, AJ Glam. I just got your message. And Karen, can we raid Pascal? Yes, we're doing it.